Hey, Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider-Slayer, getting ready to talk about The Walking Dead. Here's Negan, Part 4. That's right, guys. As promised here on Comic Frontline, Mike Spider-Slayer would bring you every single part of Here's Negan. And in part number 3, we found out that Negan's wife wound up being really sick. She's got cancer. He's taking care of his wife. He's at her bedside in the hospital as he finds out the zombie outbreak happens as he looks outside the window. Now, in part number 4, we start off as Negan, once again, he's looking outside that window and he can't believe what the hell is happening. And he's just sitting there going, those people, there's something wrong with them. And then there's this big crash and this dude sits there and he goes, dude, run, man. He's like, you gotta run. And so he goes and he's looking outside the window and he's like, no way, that's not going to happen. He's like, fuck, what the fuck? He's like, what do I do? So then he winds up, barricading the door with the chest and the TV and everything else. And then the next thing you wind up seeing is that we wind up seeing Negan sits there and he's talking with his wife and he sits there and he says, oh, it's probably best that you're sleeping through this, And then he winds up saying, oh, it should be over by the time you wake up. And then the next thing you wind up seeing is that she's no longer alive. And she's dead. She's not breathing. And you guys sit there and feel for Negan at this point because this is his wife. And he sits there and he looks for a heartbeat. And he can't believe it. He's holding her hand and he's just by the bedside the whole entire time. And then, the next thing we wind up seeing is just all this noise being made by all the zombies outside, and there's this big commotion, and he's looking outside the glass, and he can't believe what's going on. How the world looks like it's just falling apart right before him, and you can only imagine the emotion. He's just lost his wife. He's got these zombies taking over, and then the next thing you wind up seeing in the background is you hear this breath. And he's just like, what? And he turns around and he sits there and he goes and he sees his wife as a zombie. And she's like, yeah, and she's like freaking out. And then finally, the biggest shock of them all in this whole series so far, in this first 4 parts, as we wind up seeing, and he goes, she falls on the floor and Negan says, Lucille? And so now you know where Negan, why he named his baseball bat Lucille, because it's named after his dead wife who had cancer and became a freaking zombie. That is crazy ass shit right there, man. So far at this point for this 4 parts that's been out, this has been the coolest part because you finally get the reveal of where the name Lucille came from for his bat. And I thought that was really cool. So now where does Negan go from here? Does he escape the hospital? Does he run away from his wife that's going after to kill him? You can only, again, feel those emotions through Negan. So I thought this is a good portion of the story here. So, guys, leave me in the comments below what you thought of the Here's Negan Part 4. Again, as promised, I will bring you every single part. I know not everyone can get the Image Plus magazines. That's where you find this book. Once all the parts are done, I did hear that they will release the actual comic to Here's Negan. But until then, you got to wait until this is all done, and I'll bring it here right to you on Comic Frontline. So again, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this part. And fans, as always, thank you for watching Comic Frontline. And this is Mike Spider-Slayer signing off. And thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.